Hello everyone and welcome to a tier list ranking my favorite and least favorite Record of Ragnarok characters. I did a video like this once before, more than a year ago, I think like a year and a half ago now. I'm pretty sure I only had 25 subscribers at the time, so we've come a little ways since then, and there's a lot more characters to talk about now, so why not do another list? Now, before I get into today's video, I of course have to mention we are only 15 subscribers away from hitting our subscriber goal for 2021, hitting 4,000 by the end of the year. So if you're watching this and you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Every one of you gets us quite a bit closer by now, actually, as the gap keeps getting smaller and smaller. So I guarantee if every person who wasn't subscribed watching this hit that button, we would hit our goal in no time. So, with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So, this is a fairly comprehensive list of characters here. I think this is the biggest updated list I could find, updated to, like, the current fight. So, we have a few tiers here. Of course, you know, S tier, the very best. Who is for characters that are just non-characters? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this man? I have no idea. If you are just straight up a background character, you're going down here. And fuck you is for characters who are, you know, the worst pieces of shit in the series. So let's take care of the Who tier first, because we've got quite a few characters in here who are just like not really. There's not much characterization for them. They show up, they say like 3 lines or something. Not really that relevant. Don't really get much in the way of insight into their personality, to be totally honest. Pretty sure Abel would fit into that category. There's not much to him. Let's see here. This dude really doesn't get much in the way of personality. Ryden's dad's barely a character. Painter guy, barely a character. A lot of the 7 lucky gods are like barely characters. I think there's barely anything to them. They show up, and then they're gone. Not really much to them. Kind of funny how that works out. You go there. Jesus. Should I really put Jesus in the Who tier? I feel like everyone knows who Jesus is, but he has... I don't think he says like a single line. He's just there. It's just Jesus. There's nothing happens with him. Mozart, I think. Another one of the 7 lucky gods. I have no idea who this guy is. I think he's from Ryden's backstory. You get some small degree of characterization. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Ryden's mom kind of characterized. Kronos. The only time we see him, he's dead. He's basically dead. Or were you Mozart? I can't remember. That's why you're going in the bottom tier. You're some random jobber guy from Shiva's backstory. Anyone else? Any other people in this tier? Oh wait, hold on. And also Socrates. Yeah, I don't care much about the 4 sages. I don't care. This is also just kind of an I don't care tier, in case you couldn't tell. You're some random guy. I have no idea who you are. Shakespeare shows up to say like 3 lines during Jack's fight. Oh yeah, I think you're from Kojiro's backstory, and then you're a dude from the Lubu fight. I think that's all the nobodies now. Yeah, I think that's all of them. So now on to the fuck you tier. We have the worst of the worst, the biggest pieces of shit in the series. Let's start off with whichever one we get to first. The Serpent. Not clear. I think that depends on disagreements on whether or not the snake is a representation of Satan or not. You know, the dude who tried to rape Eve and then framed her for eating the apples from the Garden of Eden so that she would get kicked out. Yeah, definitely deserved having all of his limbs chopped off by Adam. Who's next? Incubus. Actively tried to rape someone. Got your shit pushed in. Actually, you got a little more than having your shit pushed in. If we're being really real here, you kind of got obliterated. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I don't think you get characterized at all. Next one, Jack's dad, huge sack of shit. Yeah, I don't think he's worse than the actual rapist. Then we have, and I think this is the last one for this tier. Oh right, Michelangelo. I forgot about you. Yeah. Okay. Jack's mom. The worst. The worst. Imagine having a child for the singular purpose of being able to get to a higher social class, and when that doesn't work out for you, you're like, I should have not given birth to you. And tell them that. Like, holy shit, you're responsible for Jack becoming Jack the Ripper. No real way around it. Now we move on to C tier, which is for characters that are, you know, kind of characters, but there's really not that much to them. Adamas, you exist for Poseidon's flashback. Aphrodite, your boobs have become less appealing over time. I believe this was Agni. Cool-ass design. Awesome fucking design. Not really much in terms of character. Bishamonten. Bishamonten didn't really get any character. I mean, he was really just an excuse for us to get into Zara Fuku, which I don't have a problem with, because, well, we'll see where I put Zara Fuku on the list. But Bishamonten is really not much of a character at all. Brahma. For characters in C tier, I'll probably be mostly ranking design, unless I don't care for them at all, regardless of their design. Cain. You're somewhat characterized, actually. Oh, I don't know who this guy is. Heracles' friend. Shit, I can't remember his name. That's awkward. Well, he was kind of important for the characterization of Heracles, so, yeah, he goes up higher on C tier. You're kind of like Cain, but with less, you know, relatability. Shiva's wife, one of them. Pretty hot. Can't lie. Ebisu, I remember you. You're kind of amusing, I suppose. I'll put you around there. Eve, yeah, well, I don't know if we'll put Eve like bottom B tier, maybe. You, guy whose name I can't remember now all of a sudden, but you're from Thor's backstory. Kind of amusing, I guess, but once again, not really much to your character, and your design's not really much of anything to write home about, so yeah. Low C tier. Oh yeah, that dude got no characterization either. Ganesh is kinda cute. That's about it. Yeah. Let's see here. Another guy from Lubu's backstory, whose name I can't remember. You get less characterization than these guys, if we're being really real here. I'm not sure where to put Hajin. In terms of, like, how much I care about him as a character, he'll probably be, like, top of C tier. Don't really care for him much. There's not really much to his character other than being an evil asshole. He's just an asshole. That's basically his whole character. Let's see here. Musashi's kid. Entertaining. Indra. Banger design. Excellent design. Smoking dude with hair covering his eyes is always an outstanding design. Dudes from Kojiro's flashback that I kinda liked, but didn't really get that much character development. Same goes for you. Yeah, we'll put you around there. Another one of Shiva's wives. They'll kind of all be relative to each other. Ryden's mom, nice, but really not that much going for her. We at least get a little bit of insight into her character. Who's next? It's you! I can't remember your name right now. Shit. Something... Kendo? I think it's Kendo? Oh, this is embarrassing. Well, you're neat. I haven't read the Shinsengumi series, so I don't know, like, everything about you. But you seem like a cool dude. Yeah. Another guy from Lubu's backstory. Lubu himself. I don't find his character to be particularly interesting. He's just kind of boring. He's just kind of like Kenpachi, but he's not Kenpachi. You know, one of those guys. And he doesn't have as cool of a design as Thor. So, just how it goes. Sword Saint, you're just really cool. To be totally honest, we don't get much for his character, but I really like his design, so I gotta have him up here somewhere. We'll put him like around here. Other wife. The only one whose name I remember is Kali. That's the only one I remember because I already know about the myth about Kali, you know, going nuts and nearly destroying the world by dancing. Poseidon also, my thing that I liked the most about Poseidon was his design. And really nothing to do with his character, because his character's kind of non-existent. It's kind of the point of his character. And I would always put him up higher on the list, because I'm like, yeah, Poseidon is not a great character, but he has a cool design, and his fighting style is cool and all. But then we got a guy who's basically Poseidon, but with an actual personality, so now I have no reason to put Poseidon higher up on the list. Yeah. Is there anyone else I would put in C? Rangris doesn't get a ton of character, anything, really. She's just kind of there. Same goes with Regenleaf. But, you know, they're real ones for sacrificing themselves for the cause. I should probably put red hair in here, too. The red hair is pretty awesome, I can't lie. We'll put red hair up there with Lubu where he belongs. Yeah, Rangris. She gets, like, barely any characterization. Like, she just shows up to do Voland with Adam, and then she just dies. And then we kind of see some flashbacks of her with Gaul, and that's it. That's pretty much it. But, you know, the Valkyries kind of have an inherent degree of characterization from the fact that they have to bond with the human fighter, and that they're willing to sacrifice their existence for the cause, so... anyone else I would put in C? Why are you here? I don't remember who the fuck you are. Yeah, and then we just kind of have Shiva's buddies who are cool. They got cool-ass designs, but, not much character. You'll go beneath Rudra. You're not as cool as him. Yeah, I'll put you up in B. You're good enough. And then Vishnu, who probably has one of the coolest of the designs of the Hindu gods. I think I like him slightly more than Indra. And I believe that's all of the C tier characters. Cool. Now up to B tier, we're gonna have, what was her name? Mary? Pretty cool person. Basically the only person that wasn't a total piece of shit to Jack. Aries will go low B tier. He's basically a comic relief character. Beelzebub is cool. Or, you know, I'm interested in him. I like his design. I know some people don't, but I personally like it. I'm interested in the evil scientist shtick, so I'll have him up there. Eve is probably going to be low B. Not really too much to say about her, but I mean, I like her. And Eve is important. Goal is probably a little higher on the B tier due to her being one of the main characters. We've gotten quite a bit of insight into her. Heimdall, pretty spectacular as a commentator. Yeah, I'll put him there. Clock, We actually get a decent amount of character development from her. Christ, not so much development, but we get more insight into who she is as a person and her personality. You generally have a good idea of who Christ is. Also, she's really hot. Buddha's brother from another mother, I think. He's a pretty interesting dude. We get some pretty decent insight into his philosophy, personality, and he is essential to Buddha achieving enlightenment. So, let's see. Loki, I would probably put you around here. You're quite amusing. I can't wait to see you get into some more tomfoolery. AKA, I can't wait to see you get murdered in your fight. Nostradamus seems amusing thus far. I want to see a bit more from him. I imagine his fight's going to be something. I don't know what, but something. Musashi is probably one of the most fleshed out backstory characters that we have, considering, like, half of Kojiro's second flashback is dedicated to him. So we'll put him, like, above Beelzebub. Oh, wait. First, Akita. I haven't read the Shinsengumi manga, so I don't know too much about him, but he seems entertaining. Seems amusing, so I look forward to his eventual fight. I figure he's going to be the one that fights and kills Loki. Thrud? I've seen so many different names for her. I'm pretty sure Thrud. You're pretty solid. You're pretty good. I can't lie. You know, very much a contender for best girl. Absolute champ, willing to go down with the ship. Massive props to her. Ryden, I like, but he's one of the human fighters I care less for, just because I don't find him to be as interesting or compelling as quite a few of the other ones. Like, it would make sense that in a series where the main focus is the fighters in the 1v1 matches, most of the fighters are still here. Salt Frog. I have to put you up here because you're Salt Frog. There we go. Rudra's a pretty cool guy. I like him quite a bit. Probably one of the things that made me actually... I mean, I liked Shiva. I thought he was cool. But, you know, it was thanks to Rudra and Shiva's backstory that I started to like him more as a character. Guy from Kojiro's backstory, his original master, cool dude. God, I love that backstory so much. Thor goes in B tier. Thor is cool, but he doesn't have too much to his character, so I would probably put him right around here. Anyone left for B? Yeah, we'll put Zeus high B tier, because Zeus is very amusing, but he's not the most compelling character ever. You know? He's kind of more in the Thor department, where he's pretty cool and strong, but in terms of his actual writing, there's not that much there. But I like him. Now then, we're up to A tier, finally. And, actually, I think we should just do this in a totally random order, so you don't know who I'm going to put first. Well, we know who's going here first. Adam! Listen, everybody has Adam in S tier. Everyone loves the first man. The greatest dad in all of anime. I don't need a reason. What man needs a reason to protect his own children? I mean, will anyone ever top that? Maybe. I don't know how likely that is. Not particularly likely, but I mean, come on. Brunhild, definitely S. You just have to look at all of the mysteries, the complexities, the uncovered secrets, or, you know, not yet uncovered secrets. Covered secrets? The stuff we don't know about her yet. There's a lot going on beneath the surface for Brunhild. Some of it we have seen glimpses of. Some of it has only been teased at. Needless to say, there's a lot going on with Brunhild. Buddha. Love this man. I mean, everyone loves Buddha. He's either the biggest or second biggest Chad in the entire series. Everybody loves the guy. We love Buddha. He's based as fuck. The fact that he won his round is perhaps the most relieving thing in a while. Hades. Very cool guy. Once again, basically Poseidon with the personality. His design alone is top tier. Absolutely tremendous design. We need to learn a little bit more about his character. So far, it's mostly just him wanting to avenge Poseidon, but it's because he's his older brother. You know, feels it's his responsibility. So that gives us a little bit of insight into his personality, and I imagine when we eventually get his backstory, he'll make his way up to the S tier. Heracles, one of the best written characters in the series. Gotta love Heracles. It's an interesting dynamic for a god to be fighting on the side of the gods but support humanity. And, I mean, listen, man. Round 4, I have above Round 2 for a reason. The writing of Round 4, it's the best written fight in the series. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And, you know, Heracles is one half of that equation. No matter what, I will always love humans. Hermes, amusing fellow. I wonder what's going on with him. I wonder if that anime original scene suggests that Hermes is a traitor to the gods who's been leaking information to Brunhild for the purpose of making Ragnarok more entertaining. Because that would be pretty in line with his character and what we saw from Poseidon's flashback. So, I wonder what's going on there. Jack the Ripper. I would say that Jack is probably better written than Heracles by a bit, just because Jack is intended to be a more complex character, because justice and love is fairly simple, whereas malice and evil tend to be a little more complex, in my opinion. It takes a lot more for someone to become like Jack than it does for someone to become like Heracles, so I would put him above there, but I love both of them, and I'm pretty sure most people agree that Jack is one of, if not the best written character in the entirety of Record of Ragnarok. Odin. Big hype, big menacing aura. What is going on with Odin? We don't really know yet. It's nice that we've been starting to see more glimpses into his personality and his motivation. I mean, like, this panel right here, when we got that panel reveal, that was the craziest shit ever up until that point, to be honest. I still think that Odin's probably going to be the final villain. The final antagonist of the series. He's the big bad. I mean, just look at him. Look at the energy that Odin carries around with him. He's totally the final antagonist. Chin. Big, Chadley energy. I have him about equal to Hades thus far. I think Chin may be more entertaining than Hades. When we start to learn more about his origins, his personality, his ideology, the reason why he is the way he is, I imagine he may sneak his way up to the S tier as well. Kojiro, you guys already know, Kojiro is one of my favorites. I love this fucking guy. Yeah, he's probably my favorite. What can I say? It's mostly due to me absolutely fucking adoring Round 3. It's my favorite fight, and I absolutely love Kojiro. Kojiro does carry that fight. Make no mistake about it. If it weren't for Kojiro being the way he is, that would be probably a bottom-rung fight, if we're being totally honest. But Kojiro carries the emotional weight of that fight, and then some. He's one of the best underdog characters I've seen in a long time, maybe ever. He's absolutely fantastic. I love this man. I don't give a fuck about any supposed Japanese bias. Kojiro is fucking fantastic. Then the last two, Shiva is A tier. Around the lower parts of A tier. I like him. I think he's a fairly well-written character. I find him amusing, but there's not anything about him that I think would bump him up to S. And then for the last one, Zara Fuku. I think this dude is way too overhated. I think he's a pretty good character, all things considered. I think that Zara Fuku is seriously overhated, underrated, and underappreciated. He's probably one of the most compelling god fighters in terms of his backstory and motivations. You understand why the dude is so pissed off all the time. I think a lot of people just get way too hung up on the fact that he's, you know, an angry, emotional little child, and they put him down lower on the list because of that. But if you consider why he's like that, you realize he's actually a pretty fucking great character. So with that, that's all I've got to say for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Record of Ragnarok chapter reviews every month, and I do special videos like this one every once in a while, so definitely be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of those. If you enjoy discussing Record of Ragnarok with other people, or just enjoy the content I produce in this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to that down in the description. And since it's the end of the video, it's time to give a shout out to my wonderful patrons. Special thanks to Neo, Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, K-God, Chris Redfield, Scratch23, Rat, Ryden 4K, Artist, Mac Campaign, Wave of Manga, Chuck Speed and Seed, Jakester EZ, Play Free Labs, and Emerald. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it, and if you too want to get a shout out at some point during videos, or access to reviews for solo leveling in the Boxer, you can always become a patron as well. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys around, take care.